Hello everyone, welcome to your weekly pick a card reading. Now these messages from Spirit are dated for my regular listeners. So this week is for the 28th of August, Monday the 28th of August to Sunday the 3rd of September. For those of you that just stumble across this reading at any other time, just trust that the messages here are timeless. Now, again, I do apologise. The hay fever I had last week has turned into a cold this week. So I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm feeling well enough to do your reading. I just do apologise for the sniffles, and my throat is going to catch and I might cough or sneeze. So apologies in advance for, I guess, being human, isn't it? All these sniffles and things like that. It's very human. Let's get started. Okay everyone, we have pole number 1, pole number 2, pole number 3 and pole number 4. For pole number 1 we have the Mookaite in the pinky colours. For pole number 2 we have the snakeskin jasper. For pole number 3 we have the Mookaite in the kind of olivey greens. And for pole number 4 we have the jade. Now I'm just checking that this is actually videoing, because I just did all this and realised it wasn't actually videoing, but it is videoing. So here we go, my friends. Pole 1, 2, 3 and 4. Feel free to select as many poles as you feel drawn to, as you feel called to, and know that there'll be a message in there for you. I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pole number 1. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you. Now, just before I turn over the cards, I was getting a message, and this applies to everyone, that this week's going to be quite intensive. It'll be interesting to see what the cards say, because there's this sense that Spirit's telling me that energies are amplifying in order to get us to where we need to be. There's this sense of starting 2024 where we need to be. So that's just an interesting message that's come out, and that was happening after I did the pole selection, and then I sort of stopped the video and put the poles aside to do each individual pile. The message came that it's likely to be an intensive week, so I'm wondering if there's going to be a lot of reshuffling, a lot of changes. Let's have a look. So we've got messages from additional oracle cards, messages from Spirit. We've got assimilate your experiences, incorporate and invigorate. That's interesting. And we've got transform hereditary pain. Yeah, kind of, it's this strong energy, isn't it? We've got freedom, and we've got transformation as your overall energy. Now Spirit's really calling me to these threes. Like, look, we've got 3 lots of 3, we've got 2 6s that break down to 3. This makes up a 6. We've got double 4s, so there's a lot of repeat numbers here. And Spirit's saying to me, don't even, maybe later I might look in at the numbers, but Spirit's kind of saying real repeat lessons. So there's a sense here, pole number 1, of not repeating your lessons. So this is going to be a week where you really bring together the lessons of the past to free yourself from hereditary pain and from repeat experiences, and that transforms you. We've got the Ace of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Chariot. Yep, beautiful messages from Spirit. So pole number one, I'm going to start with your overall energy. So you've got freedom and you've got transformation, and Spirit saying look at these double numbers. And Spirit showing me the 44, 33, like, you know, my brain kind of went, oh, shouldn't it be 33 and then 34? And there's a sense here that you need to free yourself from something first in order for the transformation to happen. Sometimes a transformation will set us free, but here it's the other way around. I'm really getting this sense, pole number one, of this releasing, this unshackling yourself from something in your life. Now this can be repeat lessons. I'm just getting a sense with this card, assimilate your experiences, incorporate and invigorate. I feel like there's this sense that when you bring, and I'm really feeling this is this year, the experiences of this year so far, pole number one, because I'm feeling like this is a weekly message, but I feel like it incorporates 2023 so far in order to move you to a place that you can start 2024 where you need to be. Now, if you're watching this in 2024, because these messages, you know, Spirit says to me, they're timeless. They'll find people when they need them. So if you're not watching this particular week, you're watching this at the very end of 2023 or into 2024, there's a sense of look back at 2023, because I feel like there's a lesson that hasn't been assimilated. There's a lesson that hasn't been, it's not that it hasn't been learnt, Spirit is saying. It's been learnt, but you haven't integrated it into yourself and into your life. And therefore, you're kind of not using what you've learned in your everyday life, and there's a chance of repeating these lessons. And Spirit saying no more pole number one. There's real ending here, and I kind of felt that when I did the little introduction at the beginning of your reading, and I'm going to do that for every pile, because I felt that it wasn't just for you, it was for every pile. And it's funny because Spirit just said to me I might actually forget to do it on some, so it might not apply to every pile, but definitely to you. There's this sense of big changes to get you to where you need to be next year. So pole number one, this freedom, I don't know what that is for you, but Spirit is telling me that, you know, this light that is guiding her forward, that she's looking up to, I feel like you've got a good idea. Spirit's just saying to me it's more than an idea. For those of you that are saying, oh no, I don't know what you're talking about, Spirit's saying to me, you haven't accepted it, you know, but you haven't accepted that's the path. So some of these endings, freeing yourself from some of these situations or people, is going to be quite difficult, there's almost this sense of safety where you were, even though, you know, the darkness in here in this cage is uglier than this beautiful light. And when I mean uglier, I don't mean like it doesn't look good. It's not where you need to be. It's not what you need to be doing. There's this sense that it's a safe place. You might not be safe in it, meaning it won't allow you to grow. It's not a nurturing environment possibly, but definitely it's a place that doesn't allow you to grow. You can't spread your wings here. And with this transformation here, the butterfly's almost out of the cocoon. She's walking out the door. And I feel, pole number one, that 2024 is really going to be when you take flight. And there's a sense that the rest of 2023 is going to be breaking out of the constraints that you have put yourself in. Whether consciously or unconsciously, Spirit says don't worry so much about that. There's no blame. But there's this sense of coming out of things that don't enable you to spread your wings. Because you've got big wings, pole number one. Big wings. And they are going to take you far. I'm also getting, I just got tingles. This fear, Spirit just said to me, don't be afraid. And I'm literally from head to foot, like from the tip, I can feel it on my scalp even, right the way through to my feet. I'm just tingling and shivering. And there's this sense when Spirit said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And you will be, pole number one. And Spirit knows that. You know, we know that. You know that. But it's almost like Spirit is saying, don't allow your fear to stop you. I just keep getting, don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. And I'm wondering if that's what some of you are telling yourself. And I'm not saying that, Spirit just brought to my attention that some of you might be feeling like, oh, am I entering a dangerous situation? No, this could be suddenly you find yourself with an opportunity to do something that you love, but it involves, say, public speaking or getting out there in front of everybody, or you know, saying goodbye to a relationship, saying goodbye to a place, a job, something big, like really big. You know, leaving a home or an environment that you've known for a long time and that at one point nurtured you. And there's this sense that I feel like you're saying to yourself, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Just do it, just do it. It'll be okay, it'll be okay. And there's this sense that for this briefest of moments, you just need to show courage. It's that courage of walking out on that stage. Once you get talking, you're going to be fine. It's that confronting that person and saying, I don't want this anymore. Going up to your boss and saying, I'm leaving. Gathering your family and friends around and saying, do you know what? I'm going to move away. And Spirit just said there'll be dread. There'll be fear and there'll be dread. And I'm getting the word repercussion. A lot of you feel that if you take this leap, it's going to come back and bite you, like there'll be some kind of repercussion. There'll be some kind of backlash. And Spirit is saying that whenever we make changes, there's always going to be people, aspects of ourselves that don't like it. But trust pole number one, that this is the best thing you can do, and you will look back at it and you would be like, oh my gosh, thank you universe, oh God, my higher self, spirit, oh my gosh. And just the thought of not, like, this is your future self, you know, when you look back on this, the thought of possibly not having done it fills you with, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I nearly didn't have the courage. Spirit saying to me, pole number one, step forward, go for it. I keep getting these massive wings that just unfold. Sometimes they're the wings of a bird or a butterfly, but they're just, and sometimes they're just mystical. They're just like on a dragon or a fairy, but they're just, and I love that I'm seeing all these different types of wings. And you know, the wings, they all start closed, like close to the body, and then there's this opening. And that's you opening the door to your new life, opening your heart. You know, it's taking that leap of faith, my friends. And I really, really feel you're afraid, pole number one, but you're going to do it anyway. Simulate your experiences, incorporate and invigorate. And I feel like once you bring all these elements together, once you look at the lessons, your path, how you've changed, I feel that there's going to be this sense of, I don't feel that you're going to, maybe necessarily all of you see the bigger picture, but I feel like you're going to see where you're constrained, where you're being held back. And this is not to blame you or others, definitely not. I'm not pointing the finger saying somebody else is holding you back, because even if, you know, it could be a relationship that's holding you back, at some point you agreed to that relationship, so you participated in it. So we can't point the finger at the other person and say you're holding me back. But you will see how something is holding you back. It could be aspects of yourself, just aspects of your life. And when you realize that and you set yourself free, you're going to feel invigorated. And the way I'm seeing that is creativity is going to flow, ideas are going to flow, movement's going to increase. I really see this energy in the tarot here. And I just feel like, just in these colors, like I'm seeing the mix of the greens and the blues, like they're kind of coming together here. It's like you're bringing all aspects of yourself together with the Chariot here in alignment. But there's this sense that you first need to look at your experiences without blame, without judgment, just the truth of them. And I feel the more honest and open you can be here, the easier this is going to be, the easier this setting yourself free is going to be. I almost feel like, look at that, she's looking up at the light, but I kind of feel like she's looking at the card. Look at the yellow that surrounds these blues and greens. If you choose to, pole number one, this can be very, very clear for you, but it's going to take, it's going to take real honesty on your part. And Spirit's saying, The Spirit keeps telling me no blame, no judgment, because I feel that, you know, when we see situations clearly and the part that we played in them, sometimes we think, oh, badly done. You know, and we've all been there. You know, there's so many times where I've thought to myself, oh, Christelle, badly done. And, you know, I will sometimes sit with that energy, not to, not as a form of punishment to myself, but as a form of feeling it very deeply and understanding exactly why. You know, it's not finding an excuse for it. It's basically understanding a little bit our shortcomings, and then accepting that it had to happen. And, you know, Spirit will often say to me, Christelle, it went down the way that it needed to go down. It happened the way it needed to happen. But I can, and I think this is important for you, poll number 1, it's going to happen the way it happens, but you need to be honest about the part that you play in this. You need to see the aspect of yourself that was in play during this experience. And that enables us to grow unbelievably, because poll number 1, there's this sense that when we really look at our experiences, and when we can say to ourselves, oh, badly done, and we can show compassion to ourselves. Excuse me, I'm going to, my apologies. When we can show compassion to ourselves and still admit that, okay, it was badly done, there is this sense of self-love. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, my friends. I have a bit of a cold. I have a little bit of a flu, and I don't know, I'm just sneezing so much, so my apologies. The compassion that we show ourselves actually frees us as well. It transforms us to be able to be honest and say, okay, I didn't do that very well. I wish I had done that differently. But I'm going to forgive myself, and I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to move on from it. That's how we transform hereditary pain. That's how we transform. It says the past does not bind you. Choices, decisions, agreements, contracts. Spirit just said to me, marriages. It's actually funny that Spirit said that to me, because I was thinking about marriage this morning, and I was thinking, what a shame that marriage is a contract that the government gets involved in. You know, that marriage is a legal agreement. I think it's a shame, because it doesn't enable us, or it makes it more difficult for us to say, I have changed. I need something different. You know, people will often say, you know, how can you throw so many years of marriage away? And I think I've said that in, it's sort of coming to my mind that I think I've said this in recent readings, that longevity is not what we should be aiming for. It's compatibility, and it is joy in a union, joy in a job, joy in a situation that we should be aiming for. And when that joy is no longer there, and I'm not talking about being always satisfied. I'm not talking about it always being perfect. There's going to be ups and downs. But really, when there's nothing left in a relationship, whether that's in a job or a home or a partnership of some kind, we need to be strong enough to say, let's set each other free. It's a message that needed to come through for some of you. But the past doesn't bind you. Your past mistakes don't bind you. Your past mistakes don't make you who you are. Your past mistakes don't have to keep you locked up. Nobody, people might not have made the same mistakes as you, poll number 1, but nobody can say they haven't made mistakes, and doozies at that. I think we've all done really, just like, oh gosh. And there are experiences, they're what we've done, that's what's happened. It's not who we are. All those experiences enable us to grow and to learn. Now, down to the tarot is really expressing the same kind of thing. There's this sense that this gift from the universe, Spirit's just telling me give a brief overview before going into each card individually, but there's this sense here of the Ace of Cups to the 5 of Pentacles to the Chariot. It's almost like you're going to be shown how to set yourself free from something that has kept you kind of going around and around and around and not actually moving forward in a place that probably had more sorrow in it than joy. And that probably kept you a bit fractured. I'm seeing these two people as aspects of you, and they're separated. And I find that setting yourself free brings you back in alignment with who you are, and the Chariot moves things forward very quickly. So there's this sense of moving into more alignment. A butterfly, a bird, cannot fly if one wing wants to go in one direction and another wing wants to go into another direction. It would destroy itself. And Spirit's just said to me, or destroy itself is probably a bit dramatic, but it would certainly zigzag all over the place. Now, this Ace of Cups is a gift from the universe, and this gift is a gift leading you, guiding you to fulfillment, where your cup overflows. And I feel that, poll number 1, I get this sense that your cup hasn't overflowed in a long time. I feel maybe the balance of giving and taking has been off. And I feel that your cup has been depleted by giving where really had nothing left to give. So this is in a job where you just keep doing it and doing it, but there's no joy or love in it anymore. And what happens when we do that is we deplete our cup, because there's no fulfillment in it. And the same thing goes with relationships, interactions with others. And this can play out, my friends, in any part of your life. So this is a general reading, so take this and apply it where it fits for you. But I love how your Five of Pentacles is kind of flanked on either side by a major arcana and by a gift from the universe, because I feel like the universe is guiding you forward. And this is what you need to do, pole number one. And this is basically telling me, this is assimilating your experiences, bringing everything that has happened over the past few years, because this is transform hereditary pain, so this can go far longer than 2023, but I feel like you've probably already started to heal things from your past, and by putting it all together, you're going to transform, you're going to move past this energy. This energy in your reading, I'm seeing this Five of Pentacles as in the way that we deny an aspect of ourselves in order to stay somewhere where we don't want to be. Now I need that to really sink in, because when we do that, we are denying an aspect of ourselves. We think, and our culture unfortunately has this ingrained belief that, wow, gosh, that person just keeps going. That person just, oh, you know, they work so hard. They try so hard. I'd love, and we are moving towards that space, my friends, where we're going to get to an energy, and I'd love to see that, hopefully sooner rather than later, where we work gently and lovingly. We try gently and lovingly, where everything is not about hardness. Almost when we get to a point where we go, gosh, this is really hard, not going, right, I'm going to need to push past this, I've got to be strong, I'm going to conquer this. But when things get really hard, to kind of stop and go, okay, what am I doing wrong? This is hard. What am I pushing? Am I striving too hard? And let's bring it back. A very interesting energy, my friends. So there's this sense of assimilate. And I think the assimilate your experiences, even assimilate, like bring all aspects of yourself back together, even the ones that you don't like, even the ones that you feel are weak. You know, I really feel that in our future, gentleness is actually going to be our biggest strength. Hard and firm and, can't think of the other words, but it is not going to be the energy that we will strive for anymore. It's not going to be what's, thank you, Spirit. Spirit's saying to me that's not the energy that's going to be looked up to. And then you get to this place of the Chariot, and this is, again, this is a major arcana, pole number one. So this is how, this is the part that Spirit plays in this journey with you. And the Spirit's saying that basically you're being guided to realign, to move forward. And once you align, once you spread these wings that I keep seeing, my friends, you're just going to take off. And you think about it, you know, we often say, oh, you know, when we're talking about distances, oh, you know, as a crow flies, you know, it's so much quicker, isn't it? It just goes over everything. It doesn't have to follow a road or a path. And I'm really seeing that image. It's like you're going to feel like your life has no obstacles. And it's just that when you are aligned, when you come together as a whole. You know, you're an individual, but there's different aspects of yourself, and when you bring that all together and you set yourself free and you fly, gosh, things are going to happen fast. I feel poll number 1, it'll be interesting to see, you know, maybe, I don't know if you can bookmark these or leave yourself a little note somewhere at the end of the year to come back and listen to this reading, because I feel by the end of the year, beginning of next year, you're just going to rock it. Like, things are just going to be like, where things may have been a bit slow and a little bit repetitive. I feel like you're just going to really fly. Very deep, very beautiful messages, my friends. I'm going to leave you with those messages. Poll number 1, love, light and blessings. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, poll number 2. Welcome to your weekly pick a card reading. Now, just before we look at the cards, after I did the poll selection and I was putting the polls away to do the individual poll readings, I got a very strong message from Spirit to say that this might be quite an intense week, because I feel like Spirit is shifting gears. We are shifting gears in order to align with where we need to be, with who we need to be for 2024. So I feel like this reading actually projects us, if you, for want of a better word, to the end of the year. Like it's starting this week. The energy is this week, but it's to shift things so that we are where we need to be before 2024 starts. Okay, so let's have a look. So we've got the 7 of Swords. We've got, sorry, I'm stumbling there because I thought to myself, oh, I flipped them. I should have started this way, because then that means the cards will be in a different position. And Spirit said to me, no, I wanted you to flip them. So that was my hesitation. Always trying to do what I'm told. So your tarot cards is the 7 of Swords, the 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. Your overall energy is awake. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. And we have Underwater Realm. Gosh, these 2 cards opposite, aren't they? Like, really, like this is the desert. And then you've got Underwater Realm. That's interesting. Ground yourself, be in your body, and transform old situations into new possibilities. Let go of the past and become the present. Yes, see, that's that energy, pole number 2, of aligning with where we need to be to start 2024. Okay, and just grabbing the energy, just seeing where Spirit wants me to start. Okay, so Spirit's calling me to the messages from the Oracle to begin with, and then we'll go to the other cards. So you've got ground yourself, be in your body, and you've got transform old situations into new possibilities. Let go of the past and become the present. Look at these colors. Reds, oranges, yellows, very, very lower chakra. Very lower chakra. Now, it's interesting because Spirit's called me to the numbers. And I kind of went, oh, 6 and 8. And Spirit went, no, 1, 5 and 8. So I'm going to start with 8. 8 is very much a personal power number. The 8 signifies our personal power. 1 is all about new beginnings, and 5 is all about change. So I feel like there's going to be changes, there's going to be new beginnings that puts you in a place of alignment with your personal power. Now, personal power, if you followed me before, you know it's not power above others. It doesn't put you one up on others, above others. It's your personal power is Spirit's actually saying to me, they really want me to explain it. Personal power is how we align with ourselves. Our personal power, when we sit in our personal power, we can set boundaries from a place of love and compassion, not to control others, but to be true to ourselves. When we sit in our personal power, it isn't a control thing, and Spirit really wants you to understand that, pole number 2. It's not a control thing. It is actually more a... When we're in our personal power, we're actually so much more compassionate, because we don't allow other people or other things to sway us or to knock us around, if you like. If we're feeling great and somebody says something bad to us, when we sit in our personal power, instead of thinking, oh, why did they say that to us? Oh gosh, and then feeling deflated, and suddenly the great day that you've been having is not so great. When we sit in our personal power, it's like we can look at that person and say, they're not having a good day. I'm not adding to that energy. I don't want to make their day worse. So you don't allow your energy to be swayed by the energy of others or by the comments of others. Now, I really get the feeling here that there is a sense of something in your past that maybe you let go of. You're going to have the ability to transform it into something new. It's almost like you get a second chance on it, but in a different way. So Spirit's just shown me an example of let's say you were working in a particular field and it didn't work out in a particular company, and now suddenly you've got the opportunity to work for a different company but in the same field. It's that kind of energy. So it says here, let go of the past and become the present. It's almost like, don't allow the experience that you had with the previous company sway you from not taking this opportunity that's coming your way. So it wasn't the field that was wrong, it was the company that didn't fit. It's almost like, when we have a terrible romantic relationship and it ends badly and we think, oh gosh, I never want to do that again. No, it's just the person was probably out of alignment. But not all relationships are bad. So it's almost like you're going to, somebody new is going to walk into your life, and don't base this present moment on a past thing that didn't work. And this, I've just mentioned jobs and romantic relationships, but this can work out in everything. This can work out in a place that you've lived in before. It can be a company that you worked for before. So maybe you worked in a field in that company, left because it just didn't work out, and they're calling you back to work in a different area of the same company. So there's a sense here, my friends, that there's this sense that there's something old, but there's something new in it, if that makes sense. Also, I think this grounding yourself is really in conjunction to this. The more grounded you are, I think the more you'll be able to embrace the new. and the more you'll be able to accept the changes. Now, I'm also getting, with all this lower chakra energy, says ground yourself, be in your body. I feel for some of you, and Spirit just said to me, actually an aspect of this is true for all of you that are listening. You're coming back into your body. What does that mean? For some of you, it might mean you're feeling alive again, you know, and that can be just energetically, it can be sexually, it can be just your drive, but there's this sense that you're coming back into your body, you're feeling your body, I don't quite know how to explain it, I guess because it's slightly different for all of you. But there's this sense that you're feeling alive again. And I think there's a lot of excitement in whatever this is. I think a lot of you be in your body. I think a lot of you are actually paying attention to your body. You know, those the ways that we don't nurture our body. You know, we're too active, we're not active enough, we eat too much, we don't eat enough, we don't maybe eat the right foods, we don't drink enough water. There's going to be this sense of really feeling into your body and really nurturing it, really reconnecting with your body. And I think this energy is beautiful because I believe it's one of the best ways to bring ourselves into the present. Excuse me, I think I'm going to sneeze. I do apologise, my friends. I've got this cold. Just can't seem to shake it. It started as hay fever and now it's a full-blown cold. So I do apologise for my sniffling, and sometimes I am having to pause the video to blow my nose, but let's forge ahead. These readings are so interesting. So I really feel here, pole number 2, that doing meditations or doing yoga or poses that really strengthen your lower chakras, so the first 3, that's your root chakra, your solar plex, and your root chakra, your sacral, and your solar plex, so the red, the orange, and the yellow. Maybe even wearing those colors, you know, surrounding yourself with those colors a little bit more, looking at where these colors maybe pop up in your life, might be signs. But it's strong energy. It's very strong energy. And yeah, this coming back into your body feels really good. Like it just feels really good. So then we've got the first overall energy, and it says awake. And Spirit's just calling me to this underwater realm. And I feel that Spirit's kind of saying, because I'm kind of looking at this blue and I'm thinking, well, it doesn't kind of go. And Spirit's saying, this is what you're awakening from. I get this sense, and the Spirit just said to me, the 7. So I get the sense for the majority of 2023, and like we're you know, only at the end of August, getting into early September here. But I feel there's this sense that for the majority of 2023, it's like you've been moving through water. It's like you've been, I don't want to say wading through mud, because it's not the impression that I get, but it's kind of just been, maybe I'm even seeing you in like a cocoon. Like, I don't know that there's been a, like, I mean, sorry, I'm just getting so many visual cues here, because Spirit's just saying to me, this is going to play out so differently for some of you. So some of you have really been underwater, so through difficult times. Others of you, I feel like you've just been suspended in water, where nothing really amazing has happened, nothing really terrible has happened. It's almost like you've been in a bit of a bubble, which in itself, Spirit's saying to me, has been frustrating, because you kind of almost haven't been able to break free, to sink your teeth into anything, to get things going. There's this sense here, though, that she's not struggling. And what I mean by that, what Spirit is showing me, it's not like I don't feel like she's holding her breath. I feel like she's breathing underwater. So I feel that this year for you so far, pole number 2, has been challenging on whatever level it's been challenging for you. But you've coped with it quite well. You've been able to, I feel like there's a sense that you've been going with it, even though that's been hard. There's a level of trust here. Thank you, Spirit. Even though you've been afraid and fearful, there's this level of trust that's really always shone through with your progression through this year. However this is playing out for your pole number, that's a bit of a difficult message to actually put into words for you, pole number 2. But Spirit is saying to me that each and every one of you will take what I've just said and will understand it, because you can apply that to your life. And this is what you're awakening from. Now, Spirit I had a little question that kind of went, why is the awakening before the underwater realm? Shouldn't it be the other way around? And then I thought, oh, I don't know. And Spirit said, no, ask me that question. And Spirit's come back with, you can't exit this underwater realm until you decide you want to exit it. Like, you can stay here or you can move up. This is this. So the awaken is your choice. That's why it's first. This is, you can do this or you don't have to do this. This is where you are. That's an interesting message. Now, isn't that interesting? Because Spirit's just drawn me to the 1 and the 8. And you got, remember we said this is 1, 5 and 8. And this awakening is you embracing your personal power, and it brings about a complete new beginning for you. So there's this sense that where you find yourself, because you've got to let go of the past to become the present, where you find yourself in this present moment, it could be in all, like your life, or it can be just in an aspect of your life, is going to be nowhere where you end up at the end of the year or at the beginning of 2024. This actually goes to a 9 as well. So I feel that this card, this awaken, embraces your personal power, new beginnings, and the 9s in numerology, the 9 in numerology is the completion of a cycle. It's the end of something. The culmination as well. So it's like the culmination of all your lessons that bring you to a new beginning. And just getting, it's a doozy. Like, it is bang. It's like literally, maybe not literally, but for some of you, it's, you go to bed one night and you wake up the next morning and it's transformation, like complete transformation. You wake up different. A spirit's actually saying to me, a better way of saying that is where you are right now to where you're going to be at the end of this year, at the beginning of next year, chalk and cheese. Chalk, well, desert and water, you know. It's amazing. And look at there's light in both of these. Spirit's saying to me, this needed to happen. You needed to be almost in this stasis. There's a lot of learning, there's a lot of digging, there's a lot of understanding that happened here. And Spirit's actually showing me in this place, this was very spiritual. This was very upper chakras, I'm getting. I know that it's blue when your upper chakras are violet and purple and that, but I'm really feeling that in this place there was a lot of trust. There was not a lot of seeing, not a lot of maybe action. There was still movement, you know, water moves, so there was still movement, but I feel that it couldn't sink your teeth into anything. It definitely didn't feel grounded here. But this is where I feel like you opened and you had lessons, you started to understand. And this coming into your body, this coming into your lower chakras, and then look at this yellow. It's your solar plex, the yellow. I'm just feeling, and I'm feeling as well the white in here, the gold, very crown chakra as well. I'm feeling that the transformation that has happened on the inside is actually going to be visible on the outside. Like, you've really changed. You've really expanded and evolved. And yeah, it just brings so many, it brings changes. It brings new beginnings in a beautiful, beautiful way. And I see that, like, look at the yellow in these cards. And then you've got the Six of Swords, which I know is moving towards this underwater realm, but I feel like with the more blues in this card, the more blues and whites in this card, I feel this is saying you're moving away from this period of lots and lots of inner work, pole number 2. Now, this Seven of Swords is very much the energy of these new opportunities coming in and you knowing which ones to take. And this is very much aligned with transform old situations into new possibilities. Not allowing your old experiences to colour your present moment. Spirit's saying you've learned from them, but you're not allowing them to, how am I trying to say this, Spirit? Yeah, you're taking the wisdom from these past lessons, not holding on to the fear that was attached to them, and then that enables you to move forward with so much more clarity. So you'll see what doesn't resonate, and you'll see the opportunities that come your way that are really, really yours. And there's this sense here I always get with the Seven of Swords is you won't be worried about what other people are doing. You're going to let other people do what they do. You're on your path. You see your opportunities. This is being open, smart, seizing the moment, seizing the opportunity. And I love this card in your reading because it shows me that you are moving forward. And pole number 2, it's going to feel so great. We've all been here. We know what this feels like. And to awaken out of that and to suddenly have possibilities, it just feels so good, because you're actually going to be able to not grasp things, not hold on to things, but it's almost like you've got traction now. You're not slipping and sliding and all over the place. You've got traction and you feel like you're moving forward, and you can see things happening in your outer world. And that brings us to the Four of Wands. This is celebration. This is great celebration, because there's so much to celebrate. And this is new things. This is like your portal going through to a new life. So this can be new relationships and new places, new jobs, new people, but definitely the new. And it feels wonderful. When this awakening will have you standing here, the Seven of Swords will have you walking through, and the Six of Swords will have you. I got, and then I hesitated, and Spirit said no, it's okay, but I really say like leaving your past forever. And for some of you, this is leaving your past self, like really no longer having hang-ups, certain hang-ups that you had, no longer allowing old situations. You know, you're not carrying around those burdens anymore. You're not holding on to the drama of past mistakes, past life lessons. There's this sense of really moving forward to a time, I feel, of busyness, activity that's really of this world. Because I'm really, and Spirit is being you know, quite insistent here, because I keep seeing this almost like this is the Hanged Man energy, and then this is the Fool. You know, and this is partly because, you know, they're both major arcanas, so it's the part that Spirit plays in helping us to see, to do things, but also, you know, you putting yourself in the Hangman. The Spirit facilitated that in order for you to gain perspective. You know, the Hangman is, you know, puts himself upside down in order to gain enlightenment, in order to be able to see things from a different perspective, a different angle. And I feel that's what this has almost been, like that time out of the Hanged Man, in order for you to be able to come out of that in a leap of faith, fully integrated, fully understanding. It's a very, very magical reading, pole number 2. And this coming into your body in whatever way that is, as I mentioned earlier, really grounds you into this world, enables you to take these steps in the world. So I feel that 2024 for you will be very much progressing in the world. You know, of course, there'll still be spiritual lessons, you know, inner work to do. There always is in journeys. But I really feel like life is going to pick up, momentum's going to pick up, and you're going to see your outer world transform to the same level that your inner world has transformed. Oh, beautiful reading, pole number 2. Love, light and blessings, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 3. Welcome to your weekly pick a card reading. Now, I just want to draw your attention. Look at how these colours, match so well with your crystal. Isn't that beautiful? So that's the mookaite. Now, before we have a look at the cards, as I was doing, after I finished the pole selection section of the video, and I was putting the cards away, getting ready to do the individual readings, I got a message from Spirit. Oh, excuse me, my friends. I got a message from Spirit saying that this week is likely to be intense because there's in one way or another, thank you, Spirit, the universe is trying to align us with where we need to be in 2024. So the energies are already starting now, end of August, early September. If you're looking at this reading at any other time, say you're already in 2024, there's an aspect of looking at 2023. There's something you need to learn from it in order to move forward. There's an aspect that we're not quite where we need to be, and there's movement to get there. So energies this week could be a little bit intense as Spirit kind of nudges and guides us to move, to shift, to change, to evolve, to grow, to understand. And it's going to, the energy is going to pitter through the rest of this year, because we need to be where we need to be for 2024. That's a message that I'm getting really, really strongly, my friends. Okay, so let's have a look at your messages. So we have uncover your softer self. Beauty lies beneath. And isn't the colours beautiful? Look at these greens, my friends. We have inhale the scent of life. The celestial bouquet awaits. Wow. I'm just getting a sense of beauty here. So let's see how that plays out. I'm just getting this sense of beauty is going to be important. We have presence as your overall energy, and we have multiverse as your other overall energy. Oh, wow. Gosh, do you know, I was going to wait, and then I just can't, because I just have to say it. Oh my goodness. The more present you are in this present moment, in yourself, in who you are, the more you are going to access, I'm just seeing other dimensions. Now this can be other dimensions of yourself. This can be like the multiverse, other dimensions, like other life forms, other energies. This feels like, just with the opening up here of the tower and the universe, the sky behind it, and this, it's almost like I feel like this portal's going to open up and she's going to go through it. This feels really big. This feels really important. Spirit's saying really big. We've got the Six of Wands, we've got the Knight of Swords, and we've got the Emperor. I actually like the Emperor in your reading here, pole number 3. It shows me that you have the ability to do this. You've got what it takes. So I'm actually going to start with your overall energy. Presence. Now, each of you is so different. Oh, excuse me, I'm just going to take a drink before I cough. Oh, tickle in my throat. I feel that you're going to find yourself in the presence of greatness. Now, what does that mean, Spirit? For some of you, it's your own presence that you're realizing how great it is, like how the magnificence of you. But for others of you, I feel pole number 3, there's a real sense here of, I don't know if you're going to start like channeling, like messages for you or for others, or you're going to connect and see and maybe visit other worlds in dreams or in visions. But there's this sense of this really this is a big deal. this is a big deal. You just with this presence card, I'm just getting the feeling that it's almost like the layers, the bling of, because remember I said at the beginning, beauty is going to be really important to you. I'm kind of maybe seeing it a different way. Maybe the bling of life, the tinsel of life, the what we consider to be beautiful or important, it's like you're seeing completely past that to this other magnificence. If pole number 3, you're not that way inclined, because we can all channel, we are all connected to the all that is, whatever that means to us individually. We all have our own beliefs and truths about that. But I'm kind of getting the message, if that's not really you, then this is you tapping into your own magnificence. This is you seeing yourself more honestly, more truthfully than you ever have before, and the grandeur of yourself. And I feel like it moves mountains. I'm getting this, because I've just got a few images, then I'm getting an image of literally you being like picked up, and then there's another version like 2.0 of you that's just been dropped on this earth. People are going to be saying, oh my gosh, you've changed so much. It's almost like you've received this download that just transforms your view of the world, your view of yourself. I just think suddenly your world is a beautiful place. Yes, there's grey, and there's, human error everywhere we look, isn't there? In the way that we've hurt the planet, hurt each other, and continue to do so. But it's almost like you're looking past that to the core of things, I'm getting. Maybe even into the future. I'm kind of getting like some of you spirits giving me information as I'm kind of saying, like I was going to say, gosh, some of you might be, creating something that helps the future or something like that, and spirits just come back to say, some of you will help in healing the planet. Some of you will help in healing others on the planet. Some of you will help in healing the energy on the planet. And some of you are going to tap into more I'm getting I'm seeing a lab, laboratory, and I'm seeing doing experiments and like, I'm not saying that you heal illnesses as such, but you might do. But there's this sense of working towards the good of all in some way. Thank you, Spirit. That's probably the easiest way to say it. But in any area that you're doing that in. So for instance, let's say you are a scientist, finding maybe a kinder way to be a scientist. Maybe, not using live animals, not using not to the detriment of anything. There's almost like this sense of rethinking how we do things so that there's less harm. And I feel like this is a download that comes to you. So this can be in whatever field you're working in. This can be in your environment. This can be just even in your community, or just even in your family. There's this sense of healing. You heal something. That's big. That's a big message, pole number 3. And I feel it all comes as a download. Now, what do I mean by a download? It's just this idea, this thing that pops into your head that you cannot, at first you might go, oh, that's interesting. Then you might go, oh, that's ridiculous. But it's going to get a hold of you. And I see it. I see you climbing mountains for it. What does that mean? Overcoming obstacles for it. And I see you also kind of rising above the pettiness of the world. Whatever, that's interesting, because I was just going to say to Spirit, oh, how do you want me to explain that? And Spirit said to me, whatever that means to them. So whatever that means to you, you're going to rise above the pettiness of the world, however you interpret that. And with this multiverse, I feel like this has a knock-on effect that will outlive you. Gosh, this is massive. I'm kind of saying to Spirit, oh my gosh, is this really the message? It's that butterfly effect. You might think, this is ridiculous. I live in my little corner of the world with my little job, but it's often said we don't know who we speak to. What if a kind word was for a young person that then goes forth to become a president, or goes forth to cure something, or we don't often know who we're talking to. We don't often know who we help. We might help somebody that then moves on to help somebody that then moves on to do something great. And I feel that Spirit's saying here that I feel the majority of you, if not all of you, that butterfly ripple effect, you won't see it. And it ripples past your lifetime. And it doesn't matter if you're watching this as a teenager, a young adult, an adult, an elderly person, it doesn't matter. It has this ripple effect beyond you, your life. So Spirit just put a question in my head, and it was, so what does this mean for you, pole number 3? What does this mean? Okay, that's all massive. What does that mean to you? Spirit said to me, don't underestimate anything, pole number 3. Don't, because you have a likelihood, I'm getting the word tendency, to kind of make everything smaller than what it is. There is a sense of grandeur here that you'll find quite ridiculous. Like, it'll be like, oh, what? But Spirit's saying, just trust the feeling that you get. Trust, you know, thank you, Spirit. Spirit doesn't often ask me to share my experiences, but every now and again I do get asked if I will share, and I'm always very happy to. It's almost like me, if I had gotten too caught up on, oh my goodness, I'm channeling, I probably would have talked myself out of it, because it would have been like, well, how, what? No, you can't. Oh, Christelle, you're just Christelle. What? No, you know. But it's almost this thing that kind of happened accidentally on my first pick a card reading, where I sat and thought I was going to read the cards, and then suddenly this, I don't know, I just got all these downloads, and then I finished what was just a trial practice run. It was never meant to be my first video. I did all 4 piles and went, gosh, where did that come from? And then I remember thinking, was that a fluke? And I couldn't wait to do the following weeks to see if it would happen again. And part of me was quite afraid that it wouldn't, and it would be gone, and it was just a one-off fluke, kind of like just weird thing. But it happened again, and I probably felt a little bit shy about talking to people about it, but I never once tried to analyze it. And I think that's what saved me. I think that's from what stopped me from cringing and pulling back from it. And I feel that's the energy that Spirit is talking about in your reading, pole number 3. Now, Spirit's calling me down to the tarot. So we've got the 6 of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Emperor. And I feel this Knight of Swords right in the smack bang middle of these 2 beautiful cards. And this is where I feel questioning too much. And what I mean is not, there's kind of 2 forms of questioning. There's that really analyzing, like, what is this? What does it mean? Like, what? And there's this questioning of, okay, I'm doing this. How do you want me to do this? What's next? You know, it's almost like one question shuts you down. One question makes it all feel unreal and like borders on the ridiculous, and the other set of questions will open you up. So I feel that is a real sense here of, look at the questions that make you feel like, oh, I feel embarrassed, I feel ridiculous, and look at the questions that make you go, well, let's go with this, let's see where does this take me. What can I do with this? What do you want me to do with this? Because pole number 3, I really feel like there's communication with others. And when I mean others, I mean not on this planet. Some of you might realize that you're, you channel maybe people that have passed. You're a bit of a medium, but others of you, I feel it's like other worlds or spirit, channeling spirit, whatever you call spirit. And there's this sense here that your mind could make you run in the opposite direction. And I feel that's what this reading is all about. It's almost like if you can take your mind out of it, you're moving forward to empowerment. This will empower you because it's your truth about you. It empowers you because it embraces all aspects of you. This is an aspect of you. This is a gift, a natural ability, talent. And I feel with this Knight of Swords, there is that possibility to freak out. And I completely understand. I completely understand, my friends. The Six of Wands is here to say, the Six of Wands is a card of success. It's a card of, you know, they've won the war and they're coming home and they're successful. So there's achievement here. There's also a sense of walking into something new. You're this soldier now that the war is finished. He's no longer a soldier. So there's anticipation for the future, what the end of the war can mean. There's a sense of rebuilding as well. And I feel that there's this sense that, you know, this is you. He's up on the horse. Other people will be looking to you for guidance in some way. And there's a sense, even though, you know, he's up on the horse and he's got the reefs and he's well dressed, and, you know, the horse has got a cape, and it's you can see that he's somebody. There's a humbleness about this card. And I feel that part of this journey, pole number 3, is embracing not only that really grand part of you, but the humble. You know, because I feel that you're going to see your humanness compared to this universe, multiverse even. You're going to see the smallness of you in comparison to the all that is. But instead of making you feel insignificant, I just got the words, it makes you feel real. It makes you feel that every bit counts, is just what I got from Spirit. That's an interesting message. Every bit counts. Every person counts. Every word counts. I really get this feeling, pole number 3, that you're going to be mindful of what you say, how you say it, your energy, what you bring to the mix, what you put your name to even. I get the feeling that when you tap into this energy with the Emperor here and this Six of Wands, and if you don't let your mind run away, because this could also be your ego, there's something quite grand about this reading, pole number 3, where your ego could swell a little bit, let's say. It can, you know, the sense of self-importance could mar a little bit the good that is behind this. But I feel only for a short time. I'm getting the sense with this Emperor, pole number 3, that Spirit just said to me there's a fine line between an emperor and a dictator. And one of them rules with wisdom, love and openness, and the other one rules with control. So it's closed off. One is the importance of all, and the other is importance of self. You know, a dictator has to keep control on his people, or he very quickly gets toppled over. The emperor, the energy of the emperor is so much, is all inclusive. The emperor knows that even the smallest of people in his empire is of significance. This is honest, just energy. It's knowing what you know and knowing there are things you don't know. And it's being wise enough to understand that you don't know it all, and you can't know it all, and you'll never know it all. So this Emperor here in your reading pole number 3 is a little reminder that as you go through this, what is true to you may not be true to another. What is obvious to you may not be obvious to another. What is of value to you may not be of value to another. Meaning we all have our own interpretation of what is. You know, we all have our interpretation of what is desirable and what isn't. You know, the Spirit just gave me an image of a baby. You know, for one person, having a family is the top priority for them in this lifetime. For others, it's just not even there. It's like, no, thank you. There's no right or wrong. That is being yourself, isn't it? And I feel that there's a sense here, because I feel that there's messages or there's guidance or there's something. There is a sense here of, know that not everybody will think you're right. Know that not everybody will resonate with what you see. And that's okay. You know, Spirit is showing me a church, so I'm taking that as in religion. You know, it's almost like religion is, this is what it is. If you agree with that, join it. If you don't, it's not for you. But that's how it is now. But church used to be very much, this is what you believe. If not, you're a bad person. You're a sinner. You're not going to heaven. You know, they even created a hell for it. You know, so let's not get too much into religion, Spirit just said. But it's, everybody has their viewpoint, and I think there's something in that you will need to accept. So Spirit is saying to me, it's not about putting your opinion on others. It's about sharing your truth. If that resonates, that resonates, and if it doesn't, that's okay as well. So Spirit just said to me, don't get caught up on a specific outcome for this energy. Okay, and then we're going to finish with the oracle messages, and you've got, uncover your softer self, beauty lies beneath. And this is the energy I feel, pole number 3, that you'll be tapping into, that enables you to be present enough to connect with this energy, whatever this is going to be for you, because it's going to be different for all of you. And if you allow it, it actually softens you in this world. It actually The beauty lies beneath. I feel like it's like I said earlier, it's almost like you're going to see the beauty beyond the bling of the world or the ugliness of the world. I think what you identify as beautiful will actually probably change as well. And there's this sense of gentleness. Brings me back to this emperor. You know, the emperor is not about control. It's about leading, guiding with a real open heart and open mind. It's not trying to change people's minds. It's putting information in front of them and allowing them to make their own minds up about it. This changes you quite profoundly, pole number 3, quite profoundly. There's a gentleness that is born in you from this experience. And yes, you need to be mindful of your mind and your ego, but I feel that and you might initially, pole number 3, fall into that. Remember, there's that very human aspect of us, but I feel that you will see that and you'll move past it. You'll be like, oh, wow, I stood there trying to change their mind. I don't have the right to do that. I just give the information that resonates with me, and then they can incorporate that with their beliefs, their truths, their values. And you'll come to see that. And then we've got inhale the scent of life. The celestial bouquet awaits. Excuse me, my friends. And I feel this is very linked with this multiverse. Very much so. I feel that the way you interact with the world, with others, with yourself, with all that is really changing. There is so much beyond what you considered important now that awaits you. This celestial bouquet awaits. I feel like it's beyond money, it's beyond relationships, it's beyond having and doing, it's beyond accumulating things, it's beyond the material world. Look at this green, the heart chakra, the greens and the purples, this and the yellow, even your solar plex, your crown, your third eye, your heart chakra. There is real awakening here. There is real higher guidance. However this is going to play out in your life, pole number 3, there's a sense of just beauty, just real. You're just going to see everything completely differently. Beauty lies beneath. Inhale the scent of life. Wow, my friends, wow. Very powerful reading. I'm going to leave you with those messages, pole number 3. Love, light and blessings. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 4. Welcome, my friends, to your weekly reading. Now, just before we look at the cards, as I was finishing the pole selection and laying out the cards for each individual pile, I got a message from Spirit that said this week is likely to be quite intense, and not necessarily difficult, but just intense, because Spirit said to me that we need to be aligned with where we need to be for 2024. And I know this reading is end of August, early September, but there's this sense of urgency that I felt. Now that's going to mean different things for different people, and I must admit that the first 3 readings had that intensity in it in some way, and it'll be interesting to see if yours follow suit. But I really felt called to give this message. I was going to do a separate introduction, like an additional introduction, but then I thought I'll wait to see the messages that I get with each pile, because I'm going to say it probably a bit differently with each pile. So there's this sense of needing to be who we are and where we need to be for 2024. So there's a sense that this reading is for this week, but it's also for the rest of the year. It'll kind of filter through till the rest of the year, because this energy is guiding us to make the changes we need to in order to be where we need to be for 2024. Now, because these readings are also timeless, Spirit says that if you're watching this in 2024, there might be a message here from 2023 that you need to be aware of, something that needs to be finished off, understood, let go of maybe. So let's have a look at these messages. Oh, look at the beautiful colors. So we've got let your hair down, delight in the gift of play. Oh, what a beautiful card. We have wait for a solution, relax and it shall appear. Gosh, look at these colors. Mind you, I pretty much say that all the time with this deck. I love this deck and the colors. And you've got magic as an overall energy and mastery as the other overall energy. Gosh, are some of you mastering magic? Gosh, I just get this sense of, yeah, Spirit just said wait. Oh, you've got the Sun, you've got the Page of Wands, and you've got the 3 of Cups. Wowee, pole number 4. Okay, pole number 4, the first message I got is you've been working really hard to allow yourself to be guided so that you're in alignment with where you need to be. I feel like there's a sense here of you're really now just mastering something. The magic is here. I feel pole number 4, you're probably a little bit ahead in your inner work compared to others. Or Spirit saying all our paths are different, so we're not really ahead, but it's almost like your level of understanding is actually moving you, not even, okay, Spirit keeps, just bear with me, I'm just going to give myself a moment to actually understand the message properly before I speak, because if not, Spirit's just going to keep stopping me. Thank you, Spirit. So Spirit's saying it's not that you're ahead, it's not that you have greater understanding than others. It really is that you are just you have brought yourself into better alignment. No, you have brought yourself into better alignment than you were before. Spirit's being very mindful here that I don't compare you with others, that you don't compare yourself with others, because there's a sense of mastery here but nobody likes to be talked down to. There's this sense of being a master doesn't mean that you are above anybody. It just means that you have wisdom to share. That's an interesting beginning message. So it's almost a sense here that I'm getting. Pole number 4 is a humble energy. Even though it's interesting because Spirit is guiding me to say stay humble, but it's also guiding me to say, my goodness, pole number 4, you're all that as well. And Spirit's saying to me, like, I just got the feeling that some of you are chuckling, like laughing a little bit, or kind of grinning or nodding your head. So I feel that I'm talking to somebody that understands what I'm trying to say. Like, there is this sense of I feel powerful, I feel aligned, I feel like things are just falling into place. I'm manifesting, there's magic, and I feel that I need to be mindful that I don't think myself above people and look at people and go, well, you know, come on, snap out of it, just get yourself in alignment. And there's going to be this sense of Spirit doesn't want you, because none of your cards show this, this is just channeled messages. Spirit doesn't want you to bring yourself, thank you Spirit, to make yourself small to blend in with others. Not at all. If you feel, I'm getting the word grand, powerful, magnificent, magical, if you, that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Don't come, excuse me my friends, don't come to the mix trying to dilute that. That is you. A master doesn't play down his abilities. A master is a master because he has those abilities. But he doesn't come at his students from a place of the master knows he's above his students. Of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have these students. If they were on the same level, they would then just practice together. There wouldn't be a need for a master to teach others. So the master knows he's above his pupils, in however this plays out for you. But there's this sense that he doesn't use that power. His purpose of being is not to be more powerful than others. If that was his purpose of being, he wouldn't be a master, he wouldn't be a teacher. Because a teacher, a master, is there to elevate others, to teach others to their level. If you want to be above others, you don't ever want to teach anybody to your level, because then suddenly that makes you not above others. Can you see that? Spirit's telling me you can. Spirit's saying move on, it's been understood. So thank you, Spirit. Now Spirit's drawing me to this teaching, this master. Let's pick up the card, let's start here. So Spirit's drawing me to this analogy of mastery, of I've been talking about it like a teacher, like a master teaching his pupil. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to teach things others, but there is a sense here that you're going to lead the way in something. So there is mastery in you in some way. And I think this is the magic that you're uncovering. Okay, so Spirit's saying let's go to the magic card and we'll come back to the mastery. I'm sorry, pole number 4. I get the feeling with your reading we are going to bounce all over the place. A Spirit said that you're following anyway, so thank you very much. But maybe you might need to re-listen to it if you get a little bit lost, but please just bear with me. There's a lot of messages, there's a lot of understanding, and there's my goodness, there's magic here. So pole number 4, where this starts is you seeing the magic in you. This is basically you seeing your own worth. Now, this can be something like, the image that I'm getting is you saying to yourself, I have a place in this world. I'm allowed to take up space in this world. I'm allowed to be me. There's this sense that you feel whole and you're happy to share that with others. There's this sense of joy in being you, seeing the magic that is being you. And this magic, this you tapping into you, basically, pole number 4, is what brings you to this mastery. Now, Spirit's drawing me to the difference in colour, because Spirit shows me different things because they know how I will interpret them, and they just said to me, look at the different colours. And I thought to myself, wow, this is your inner world and this is your outer world. And I feel that your inner world will reflect your outer world. Who and what you are on the inside is actually going to be what you do on the outside. It will play a part. And this shows me, pole number 4, that you've travelled quite a way on your inner journey, because our inner journey originally begins, or generally begins, where we do our inner work, but we're still kind of the same person in our life. We don't, our spiritual practices are done maybe in our private time, and we don't take that spiritual practice to work or to our everyday life. And here I'm seeing that transformation. Who you are is who you are. Who you are on the inside is who you show to the outer world. And your outer world is actually going to mirror who you are on the inside. So expect changes in your world. So I feel that between now and 2024, so for the rest of this year, pole number 4, I feel like you're seeing your outer world change to reflect your inner world. I feel there's this great sense of, even this mastering is just how to be you in every situation, how to be true. And Spirit just, showed me the image of the man here, and I feel like he's defending the castle. And I feel that you're not going to be defending yourself anymore, but there's this sense that you're awake enough, you're present enough to see when you're coming out of alignment. You just know when a boundary's being broken, or a value, one of your values or beliefs, you're not following. So this is not just how other people impact us, but this is what we allow to impact us. This is what we allow to get through. This is the ways that we lose our authenticity, the ways that we are not true to our beliefs and our values, or we dim them in order to fit in. And I feel that your inner light is so bright that it's almost like you've got this energy about you, in you, that will not allow you to be inauthentic. It will kind of be like this little alarm bell to go, hang on a minute, you just said that to that person, is that true? Your presence, your consciousness is really awake. Pole number 4, that's, thank you Spirit, that is just magnificent. That is basically what I've been trying to say. You're just really awake. You can't lie to yourself. You can't trick yourself. You know what's what, and you know when you're not going in alignment. You know when your ego's at play, or when you're trying to just fit in or go with the flow. And I don't mean go with the flow with Spirit, I mean go with the flow with others in your life to not rock the boat. Gosh, pole number 4, this is very elevated reading. This is you know, it's mastery, and not in a controlling way, not at all. Now Spirit is bringing me to the Oracle, and we'll finish with the Tarot, or we might still jump around a bit. Let your hair down, delight in the gift of play. I feel, pole number 4, that this mastery, this seeing your values, seeing your beliefs, setting your boundaries in a really, and they're all in a really good way, like not ego based, not building walls, being true about you to others and in situations. Spirit is saying, remember that sometimes just have fun. There's a lot of seriousness in the mastery card. There's a lot of Spirit's just saying seriousness. And there's this sense here of delight in the gift of play. There's a lot of magic, not only in the way that you now see yourself, this suddenly the magic of just seeing your authentic self, but I feel like you've got the Sun, Page of Wands, and the 3 of Cups. There's magic here. And Spirit, after a period of really, I want to say intense work, and maybe intense is not the right word, but there's been really a lot of digging, a lot of healing, a lot of trying to understand. And Spirit wants to say to you, pole number 4, have fun. Oh, excuse me. I'm very sorry, my friends. Have fun. Delight. I can never just sneeze once. I'm sorry, this flu really has got the hold of me. Have fun. Find the joy. I feel like the people coming into your life, will fill you with joy. Now, Spirit just said to me that they're not going to fill you with joy. They're actually going to participate in your joy. So they're not the ones making you joyful. You are joyful. But this energy of joy, this energy of connection, I'm also getting that with the 3 of Cups here. I just think that when you align like that, your soul tribe can find you. But there's a sense here of have fun, delight in the moment. I like that, let your hair down. I also got that there is a sense with this let your hair down and the mastery card here. There is a sense of, you're taking this seriously. I feel that you see in some way how others might be looking up to you, or how other people are looking at what you're doing, and it's almost like they're looking at you for guidance, even though they might not say anything. The way you're changing their life, they're kind of thinking, gosh, if they can do it, I can do it. It's that kind of energy. I feel like you're taking that really seriously, because I feel like you do see the impact that your words and your actions have on others, just even the way that you live your life has on others. And I feel there's this sense that in all that, Spirit wants you to know that it's not just all about the seriousness. Just because you've got people looking up to you, or that people are watching your next move, or are kind of thinking, wow, how did they make that happen? What did they do? I feel like there's this sense of pole number 4. It's also important that you show that life is fun, life can be light. There's a real sense of guiding others here, pole number 4. I'm really feeling that others, even though they might not be saying anything, I think they're looking to you for answers. Even if they're not asking you questions, you're not actually talking to these people. I think there's just a magnetism about you where even strangers are going to look at you, and because they feel something from you. And it can make you feel like, oh, I've always got to be mindful. I've always got to be, but laugh. I just got this image of somebody throwing back their head and just, laughing. And it's almost like that is just, it's going to be really beneficial for you. And I think it might release a lot of maybe up-pent energy, because I really get this sense that this energy might have you kind of going, oh my gosh. Maybe you're going to notice that people are looking at you. Maybe you're going to feel watched, not in a creepy way, but just, sometimes you might sit on the bus and somebody just catch your eye, and you don't know why you're mesmerized by them, but you just are, and you find your gaze always going back to them. And it's that kind of thing. People are just going to be drawn to you. So remember to laugh and to allow yourself to just release. And then interestingly enough, we've got wait for a solution, relax and it shall appear. And interestingly enough, this card is so odd in your reading, and I don't really ever get that very much, because I channel messages. The Spirit puts a card on the table, there's a reason. But here it's like an oddball. And I don't often get this, because I like to make my readings about you, not others, but I feel that this is the energy of others around you. And I feel that this is the energy of why people might be watching you. People might be tuning into you. It's that energy of you've got answers for them. And Spirit's saying to me, the majority of these people you are probably not going to say a word to. But it's just going to be the way you carry yourself. It's just going to be your energy, your vibe, your vibration. There's a lot of people around you that are waiting for a solution. There's a lot of people around you that are waiting for answers. And your energy, what you might even bring to the mix, is just that relaxed, calm, very truthful. Remember, we're talking about setting your boundaries and being in alignment with you, and not allowing yourself to be swayed or being you. Thank you, Spirit. I was struggling to say that. Spirit saying being you in all situations. That's going to allow people, oddly enough, I feel some of you are saying, to relax in your presence, because they're just going to feel this certainty about you. And I feel that even these people that might be in the bus with you or just walking past you in the street, they're going to pick up on that energy, and that's going to enable them to relax. This is a very, very interesting message, because this is almost like Spirit's going to be showing you what you're going to be doing. So for some of you, I don't even think you're actually going to understand or know how you're guiding people or helping them. And it's just energetically almost at a distance. People might actually look at you, especially those that have known you before this transformation. They might look at you and go, wow, how did that person get from, over there to here? Because the people that know you, they don't see you as sort of superhuman. They don't see you as in, oh, well, it's lucky for you, you had a head start in this way or that way, or whatever we say when we don't know somebody, and we might think, oh, well, they're a bit different, they're a bit lucky. These people, not the strangers, but people in your life are going to see, gosh, how did they get from A to B? So some of you, this is very close to home. For others of you, this is kind of more out in the world. But I really feel with this, wait for a solution, relax, and it shall appear. This is others in your life. This is your surroundings. This is not your energy. I really don't feel that. I don't feel like you're waiting for anything, pole number 4. Maybe Spirit just said a very small amount of you maybe might be waiting for your outer world to mirror your inner world, but I feel like the majority of you are past that anyway. And then we've got the Tarot, the Sun, the Page of Wands, and the 3 of Cups. And Spirit said give a quick overview, and this is you following your soul. This is you following your light towards a new passion, towards what really fuels you, your soul purpose, goals, dreams, to great success and achievement and joy. In a nutshell, my friends, it's just this this happiness is what I'm getting. This joy of being on this path. And you know, pole number 4, I'm not saying that you know the path where it's going, but in this present moment, there's so much joy in it. And tap into that joy, Spirit saying, tap into that joy, because it is beautiful. It just keeps you in alignment. There's no pretending in you. There's no masks. There's just so much authenticity. There's so much honesty, openness and love. And this purpose, this new journey, because the pages are a new journey beginning. And this journey is in alignment with your soul calling, your soul's purpose, your dreams, your goals. It fuels you. You know, the wands of fire. It energizes you. It excites you. And the 3 of Cups is fulfillment. You know, the Cups is all about fulfillment, love. The 3 of Cups is all about joy. Pole number 4, your journey is going to be fulfilling. You just being you feels fulfilling. Your call, your purpose is fulfilling. Those that have come into your life or are in your life are fulfilling. The things that don't resonate with you, my friends, have fallen away. Little bit by little bit on your journey to the now, you've let things go. This is your present. And this is like a foresight into your future, this new path opening up to you. And it is glorious. Magical reading, my friends. Really, really beautiful. I'm going to leave you with those messages, pole number 4. Love, light and blessings, my friends. See you next time. Bye-bye.